There's nothing worse than having a nice instrument sit in a jar or sit on a shelf not being played. Actually, that's not true. There's probably lots of stuff worse than that, but this is one that I'm guilty of and something I can do something about. This whistle I bought probably about a year or so ago. I bought it to do a video on. I did the video, did a review, and I really liked it. It was a nice whistle, and then it sat in a jar and I've basically not touched it since, which is kind of dumb, because somebody ought to be playing this. And that's what I'm going to make happen. We're going to do a giveaway at the end of this video. I'm going to play a tune first and break that down. Stick around. That is a tune called Donnybrook Fair. No, it's definitely not. It's actually called The High Part of the Road. I have no idea where I got the Donnybrook Fair from. Somehow it just kind of got lodged in my brain. It's definitely The High Part of the Road. It's got some other name that I can't remember off the top of my head. And I just happened to hear it on a recording. I was out at a pub the other day, and it came up. Somebody had recorded it, and they did a version that I didn't recognize. But it was a tune that just kind of got stuck in my head, and I haven't played it in a while, so I figured it'd be a good one to break down. And we're going to use the wild whistle to do it. As always, we're going to start with the A part. Nice and slow, nice and simple. Just see if you can get the basic melody down here, and then we'll add on some of the ornaments and that fun stuff later. So here we go. How that worked. Did you get that? Hope so. Hopefully you're able to pick that up. Feel free to run that back through a few times if you need to. Jump onto the B part. Jumps up high now. Cool. Now we'll start chucking in a few ornaments. With that tune, hopefully you found at least a couple of those long held notes, and those are good keys to remember to look out for places where you could put in some rolls or some various different things, which we'll try. Starts off with a pickup note, the basic melody. And basic start there, so could slide into that. That's kind of nice. If you're getting fancy, you could do that sort of little bagpipey ornament that I've mentioned a few times, but a slide is a perfectly good way to start this one. Nothing there. I'm not really doing a whole lot ornaments-wise. I am tonguing to separate the notes, just to give it that jig groove. If you want to throw in some, feel free, but I think it kind of works as is. Right there, I would throw a roll in, because you're kind of sitting on that F sharp for a second. And then as you go from the F sharp to land on that D, I like to pop that note by landing and popping this top finger off. Tap there just to separate the two Gs. Nice and quick. Again, no ornaments going up the scale, just tonguing to separate the notes and give that sort of rhythm to it. Again, could cran that D, the top D as you hit it. I'm just doing really the bottom two notes of the cran, really. Not essential, but kind of neat. Cutting that F sharp as the highest note in the phrase, I think it punches it up a little bit. And then cutting the A that I sort of do that little loop around. And landing on a short roll to finish the phrase. That's how I do the A part anyway. The B part jumps way up high, and as I mentioned in the beginning, starts off with a good long held note. So a roll on that G, and then another short roll to kind of finish that phrase as it comes back to it. Now you can do that high B grace note. You can also slide into it. That's one where it sort of depends on your whistle. It works well if the whistle works. So that's a nice, kind of a cool sound. Or you could slide into it too, which has a different effect, but also accents the note in a similar fashion. Either way. Now as we're falling down the scale, I do tend to double tap that F sharp. So as I land, just doing basically an extra grace note on it. And finishing the phrase exactly the same way. That's how I play it. Not a lot of need for extraneous ornaments with this one. It's got a nice lift to it just on its own, as long as you can get that good jig rhythm going when you're playing it. Now, most importantly, what are we going to do with this guy? Well, in order to win this, to get in on the competition to win this, you got to do three things. Yeah, three things. Give me the subscribe if you're not already, and if you are, thank you. Give me the old thumbs up on the video, give this video a like, and leave a comment, and let's take a little trip to bragging camp. Put in there what whistles you've got now. What's your collection looking like? Maybe that's nothing, maybe that's one, maybe that's 100 of them. Let me know, I'd be curious. And maybe if you do have a handful of them, put an asterisk by your favorite one so I know which one you're playing regularly, which is the one you would go to first. If you do win this, please play it. I'd hate to just have it be sitting on somebody else's shelf, but I'm going to take your word for it that if you want to get in on this competition, you want to actually play this thing. And you should, because it's nice. It's a professional instrument. All right, guys, that's it. Good luck. I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.